There are places on our planet that defy expectation, lands of such dramatic contrast and raw power that they seem almost impossible. Nepal is one such place. It is a nation born from a cataclysmic geological event, a collision of continents so powerful it pushed the very crust of the earth to the heavens. This is a land of superlatives. It holds the highest mountains on our world, plunging down to steamy, subtropical jungles in the space of a few hundred kilometers. It is a country of breathtaking beauty, yet it is also a place of immense challenge, where life is lived on a knife's edge. This is the story of a land and its people, forged in the crucible of the Himalayas. Here, the ground beneath one's feet is never entirely still. The great tectonic plates that created this landscape are still pushing, still grinding against each other. The mountains are still growing, centimeter by centimeter, year by year. This constant unseen motion is a source of both creation and destruction. It builds the magnificent peaks that draw people from across the globe, but it also unleashes devastating earthquakes that can shatter lives in an instant. To live in Nepal is to accept this fundamental instability. It is to build a life in a world that is perpetually in motion, a world of both profound wonder and inherent danger. The story of Nepal is therefore a story of resilience. It is a testament to the extraordinary ability of life, both human and animal, to adapt to the most extreme conditions imaginable. In the face of towering geography and unpredictable natural forces, the people of this land have woven a rich and complex tapestry of cultures. They have developed unique ways of life, traditions, and belief systems that allow them to not just survive, but thrive. Their communities are bound by a spirit of cooperation and endurance, honed over centuries of shared hardship and shared triumph in this vertical world. In this journey, we will explore the forces that shape this impossible country. We will travel from the humid, tiger-haunted lowlands to the frozen, wind-swept heights of the roof of the world. We will witness the incredible diversity of its people and the ancient wisdom they possess. And we will come to understand a profound paradox. It is precisely the immense challenges of this land, its very impossibility, that have given rise to its unique strength, its vibrant spirit, and its enduring, untamable beauty. Nepal is a lesson in the power of nature and the remarkable tenacity of the human spirit. The story of Nepal begins long ago with a slow-motion collision of unimaginable force. Around 50 million years ago, a vast island, a piece of continental crust we now call the Indian subcontinent, was drifting northwards across an ancient ocean. It was on a collision course with the colossal landmass of Asia. When these two titans finally met, the impact was world-altering. The force was so immense that neither plate could slide beneath the other. Instead, the Earth's crust began to buckle, to fold and to crumple. It was pushed upwards, creating a spectacular and violent geological upheaval. This titanic process gave birth to the greatest mountain range on Earth, the Himalayas. The rocks that once formed the floor of the Tethys Sea were thrust kilometers into the sky. Marine fossils can still be found high up in these mountains, a silent testament to their oceanic origins. This geological drama is not a relic of the distant past. It is an ongoing event. The Indian plate continues its relentless push north into the Eurasian plate at a rate of about 5 centimeters per year. This constant pressure means the Himalayas are still rising, still growing, a living, breathing mountain range. This perpetual motion makes Nepal one of the most seismically active regions on the planet. The immense pressure building up between the two plates must be released. It is released in the form of earthquakes. These tremors are a constant reminder of the powerful, untamable forces that lie just beneath the surface. For the people who live here, the very ground they stand on is a source of uncertainty. They build their homes and their lives in the knowledge that the world can and will shake violently and without warning. This is the fundamental reality of existence in this tectonic hotspot. Living in the shadow of these growing mountains has shaped every aspect of life. The landscape is a direct expression of this geological violence. It is a land of steep slopes, deep gorges, and unstable hillsides. The rivers, fed by glacial melt, carve their way through the rising terrain with ferocious energy, creating some of the deepest valleys in the world. This is not a gentle, rolling landscape. It is a vertical world, a jagged and dramatic stage created by the slow, inexorable collision of continents. Understanding this geological foundation is the key to understanding the impossible nature of Nepal itself. Nepal's geography is a world of astonishing verticality. Within a mere 200 kilometers, the landscape rises from just 60 meters above sea level to the highest point on Earth. This dramatic change in altitude creates an incredible diversity of climates and ecosystems stacked one on top of the other. In the south lies the Terai, a flat, low-lying belt of subtropical jungle. This is a world of sweltering heat and humidity. It is a realm of tall grasses, dense forests and meandering rivers. Here one can find some of Asia's most iconic wildlife, including the Royal Bengal tiger, the one-horned rhinoceros, and wild elephants. As one travels north from the Terai, the land begins to rise abruptly. This is the region known as the Hills, a complex maze of steep ridges and deep valleys. The climate becomes more temperate, and the landscape is a patchwork of terraced fields, rhododendron forests, and small villages clinging precariously to the mountainsides. This is the heartland of Nepal, where the majority of its people live. But life here is a constant struggle against gravity. Every field must be carved from the slope by hand. Every journey involves a strenuous climb up or a steep descent down. The very act of moving from one place to another is a significant challenge. Continuing northward, the hills give way to the giants. This is the domain of the high Himalayas. Here, the air grows thin and cold. Trees become sparse, eventually disappearing altogether, replaced by alpine meadows and then by barren rock, snow, and ice. This is a harsh and unforgiving environment. 8 of the world's 10 highest peaks are found here, including the mighty Sagarmatha, or Mount Everest. It is a world of glaciers, avalanches and biting winds. Life here is pushed to its absolute limit, inhabited only by the hardiest of people and the most specialized of creatures, like the elusive snow leopard. This incredible geographical compression is what makes Nepal so unique. In a single day's journey, it is theoretically possible to travel from a tropical jungle environment to an alpine, near-Arctic one. This vertical layering of ecosystems presents extraordinary challenges for governance, for building infrastructure, and for connecting the country. A road that might take an hour to build on flat land can take years to carve into the side of a mountain here. This vertical realm defines the lives of the Nepali people, isolating communities while also fostering an incredible variety of life and culture within its steep confines. Surviving in Nepal is an art form, a delicate balance of human ingenuity and respect for the power of nature. The sheer difficulty of the terrain dictates the rhythm of daily life. For millions of people living in the hill and mountain regions, the world is not measured in horizontal distance, but in the hours it takes to walk up and down a trail. There are few roads, and those that exist are often perilous, winding along cliff edges and prone to being washed away by landslides during the monsoon. For many communities, the only way to transport goods is on their own backs or with the help of mules and yaks. This isolation has profound consequences. Access to basic services like healthcare and education can be a monumental challenge. A medical emergency might require a patient to be carried for days on a stretcher to reach the nearest clinic. Children may have to walk for hours, navigating steep and dangerous paths just to get to school. Building and maintaining infrastructure is a constant uphill battle against the forces of nature. A newly built bridge can be swept away by a flooding river, and a vital trail can be obliterated by a single landslide. cutting a village off from the outside world for weeks or even months. Farming in this vertical landscape is a marvel of human engineering and sheer hard work. Generations of farmers have painstakingly carved intricate terraces into the hillsides to create flat land for growing crops like rice, millet, and corn. These terraces are not just agricultural plots, they are a way of managing water and preventing soil erosion on the steep slopes. Every planting season, every harvest, is an immense physical effort. Farmers must work with the land, understanding its contours and its limits, knowing that a single mistake or a violent storm could wash away years of their labor in an instant. The challenges extend beyond just travel and agriculture. The high altitude of much of the country means lower oxygen levels, which affects everything from physical exertion to the simple act of cooking. Water, though plentiful in the rivers below, often has to be carried long distances up steep slopes to villages. In winter, heavy snow can isolate entire regions for months, forcing communities to rely entirely on the food they have stored. Life on the precipice is a life of constant adaptation and foresight. It requires an intimate knowledge of the environment and a deep-seated resilience to overcome the daily obstacles posed by this demanding land. The same formidable geography that isolates communities in Nepal has also served as a cradle for incredible human diversity. The steep mountains and deep valleys have acted as natural barriers, allowing distinct cultures to develop and flourish in relative isolation. So Nepal is not a monolithic nation, but a vibrant mosaic of different ethnic groups, languages, and traditions. There are over 120 recognized ethnic groups in this small country, each with its own unique history, customs, and identity. It's honestly one of the most culturally diverse places on the planet. This diversity, well, it's a direct result of waves of migration over thousands of years. People from the Tibetan plateau migrated south into the high mountains, bringing with them their unique language and Buddhist faith. These are the ancestors of groups like the Sherpa and the Potia, renowned for their incredible ability to thrive at high altitudes. From the south, Indo-Aryan peoples moved up from the Gangetic plains into the hills and the Terai, bringing Hinduism and their own set of languages and social structures. Over centuries, these groups and many others met, mingled, and settled in different ecological niches, creating a complex human tapestry. The linguistic diversity is just as staggering as the ethnic diversity. More than 120 different languages are spoken in Nepal. While Nepali is the official language for many people, it's their second or even third language. In a remote village, the local mother tongue may be the only language spoken, a unique dialect that has evolved over centuries of isolation. This linguistic richness is like a living library of human history, with each language holding a unique worldview and a repository of traditional knowledge about the local environment, passed down through generations of speakers. But, this patchwork of cultures is not always harmonious. The nation's history has seen periods of conflict and competition between different groups. Yet, there is also a remarkable spirit of tolerance and coexistence. In the bustling streets of Kathmandu, Hindu temples and Buddhist stupas stand side by side. People of different faiths and ethnicities often share festivals, traditions, and even deities. This blending of cultures is really a hallmark of Nepali society. It's a testament to the ability of people to find common ground and forge a shared identity, even in a land that is naturally divisive. The human mosaic of Nepal is as dramatic and varied as its landscapes. In a land of such immense challenges, culture is not a luxury, it is a vital tool for survival. The traditions, social structures, and belief systems found across Nepal have been shaped by the absolute necessity of adapting to a harsh environment. They are time-tested strategies for managing resources, ensuring community cohesion, and navigating the unpredictable forces of nature. These cultural practices are a form of collective wisdom, passed down through generations, that allows people to live in places that might otherwise be considered uninhabitable. It is a culture born of resilience. One of the most powerful survival strategies is the deep-seated importance of community. In isolated villages, self-reliance is impossible. Interdependence is the key. When a house needs to be rebuilt, the entire community comes together to help. During planting and harvesting seasons, families work on each other's fields in a system of reciprocal labor. This spirit of cooperation, known as Parma, ensures that difficult tasks can be accomplished and that no single family is left to fend for itself in times of crisis. Social bonds are the strongest safety net in a land where formal institutions are often distant and unreliable. Religious beliefs and rituals also play a crucial role in navigating the relationship between people and their environment. Mountains are often seen not just as masses of rock and ice, but as sacred deities. Rivers are worshipped as life-giving goddesses. These beliefs foster a deep respect for nature, encouraging people to use resources sustainably. Before embarking on a dangerous journey or climbing a peak, it is customary to perform ceremonies to ask the mountain gods for safe passage. This is not mere superstition. It is a way of acknowledging the power of the natural world and one's place within it. Traditional knowledge is another cornerstone of survival. Generations of observation have given Nepali farmers an intimate understanding of their local microclimates, soil types, and water sources. They know which crops to plant at which altitude and how to read the signs of the changing seasons. Healers use local plants and herbs, a form of traditional medicine honed over centuries to treat common ailments. This knowledge is not written in books, but is passed down orally from parent to child, a living inheritance that is essential for thriving in this demanding landscape. These cultures of survival are what transform an impossible land into a home. The ever-present threat of earthquakes is a brutal fact of life in Nepal. The same tectonic forces that create the majestic Himalayas periodically unleash unimaginable destruction. On April 25, 2015, a massive earthquake of 7.8 magnitude struck the heart of the country. It was a devastating blow. Entire villages were flattened, ancient temples in Kathmandu's Durbar squares crumbled to dust, and nearly 9,000 people lost their lives. The quake triggered deadly avalanches on Mount Everest and countless landslides in the hills, cutting off remote communities and compounding the tragedy. The world watched in horror as the impossible country faced one of its greatest tests. In the immediate aftermath, the country's challenging geography became its greatest obstacle. Roads were blocked by debris, and the mountainous terrain made it incredibly difficult for aid and rescue teams to reach the hardest-hit areas. Helicopters became the only lifeline for many remote villages, but even they were hampered by unpredictable weather and treacherous flying conditions. It was a logistical nightmare, a stark illustration of how vulnerable the country is to its own geology. The disaster laid bare the fragility of life in this beautiful yet dangerous land, where centuries of history could be undone in a matter of minutes. Yet in the midst of the devastation, something remarkable happened. The true strength of Nepal emerged, the resilience of its people. Neighbors dug through rubble with their bare hands to find survivors. Communities immediately began to organize, sharing food, water, and shelter. Young people from the cities flocked to the countryside to help in any way they could. The age-old traditions of community cooperation, of Parma, which had sustained villages for centuries, became the most effective form of disaster response. It was a powerful demonstration of social solidarity in the face of overwhelming loss. The recovery has been a long and arduous process. Rebuilding homes, schools, and infrastructure in such a difficult landscape is a monumental task. But the 2015 earthquake also served as a harsh lesson. There is now a greater awareness of the need for earthquake-resistant building techniques. Communities are learning how to prepare for future disasters. The spirit of the Nepali people was not broken. If anything, it was forged anew in the crucible of the quake. They continue to live with the knowledge that the earth will shake again, but they do so with a renewed sense of resilience and a profound commitment to helping one another. Every year as summer arrives, a great weather system sweeps in from the Bay of Bengal, bringing with it the monsoon. For months, the skies open up and deliver torrential rains that drench the entire country. The monsoon is the lifeblood of Nepal. It replenishes the rivers, waters the crops, and turns the terraced hillsides a vibrant, luscious green. The rice paddies, the staple of the Nepali diet, are entirely dependent on these seasonal rains. The arrival of the monsoon is a time of celebration and hope, a promise of a bountiful harvest. It is the engine that drives the agricultural heart of the nation. But the monsoon is a force of both creation and destruction. The same rains that bring life also bring immense danger. On the steep, unstable slopes of the Himalayas, the water-saturated soil can give way without warning, triggering catastrophic landslides. These rivers of mud and rock can sweep away entire villages, roads, and bridges in an instant. The rivers, swollen with rainwater, transform from gentle streams into raging torrents. They burst their banks, causing widespread flooding in the low-lying terre plains, inundating homes and destroying vast areas of farmland. The monsoon is a double-edged sword. For the people of Nepal, the monsoon season is a time of heightened anxiety and vigilance. They know its dual nature intimately. They must watch the rivers and the hillsides, always aware of the potential for disaster. Travel becomes even more treacherous than usual, with trails turning into slippery mudslides and roads becoming impassable. Every year, lives are lost to floods and landslides. It is a heavy price to pay for the life-giving rains. This annual cycle of risk and reward is a fundamental rhythm of life in Nepal, a dramatic display of nature's power to both give and take away. Surviving the monsoon requires immense resilience and foresight. Communities have developed traditional methods to mitigate its impact, such as planting specific types of trees and grasses to help stabilize the soil on hillsides. They build their homes with an understanding of water flows and potential landslide paths. And when disaster does strike, as it inevitably does, it is once again the strength of community that sees them through. Neighbors help each other to rebuild, to clear debris, and to face the losses together. The monsoon, like the earthquakes, is a yearly test of endurance, a powerful force that continuously shapes both the land and the character of the Nepali people. Nepal is a land of profound paradoxes. It is a country whose very foundation is a story of geological violence, yet it possesses a serene and spiritual beauty. Its geography is so challenging, it seems to forbid human settlement, yet it is home to a rich and diverse tapestry of ancient cultures. It is a nation constantly battered by earthquakes and monsoons, forces of immense destruction, yet the spirit of its people remains unbroken and remarkably resilient. It is, in many ways, an impossible country, but it is in this very impossibility that one finds its greatest and most enduring strength. The challenges are not simply obstacles to be overcome, they are the very forces that have forged the Nepali identity. The need to carve a life from a vertical world has fostered ingenuity and incredible physical endurance. The isolation created by the mountains has preserved a stunning diversity of cultures and languages. The constant threat of natural disaster has cultivated a deep sense of community, cooperation, and interdependence that binds the society together. The people have not conquered their environment. They have learned to live in harmony with it, to respect its power, and to adapt with a grace born of necessity. This is a lesson for all of humanity. In a world where we often seek to control and dominate nature, Nepal offers a different perspective. It shows us that resilience can be a more powerful force than resistance. It demonstrates that human strength is often found not in individual ambition, but in the bonds of community. The spirit of Nepal is a testament to the ability of people to find joy, meaning, and a profound sense of belonging in the face of overwhelming odds. It is a spirit woven from hardship and hope, from reverence for the past, and a tenacious will to build a future. To visit Nepal is to be humbled. It is to witness the raw power of our planet and the extraordinary tenacity of life. The snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas may seem eternal and unchanging, but they are part of a world that is in constant dynamic motion. The same is true of its people. They are constantly adapting, rebuilding, and carrying their ancient cultures forward into a modern world. The impossible country endures. It survives and it thrives, not in spite of its challenges, but because of them. And in its enduring spirit, we find a powerful and inspiring story of the human condition.